This is NBC 10 News.
Tonight at 11, a much thinner-looking George Zimmerman arrives at a Florida jail and is immediately booked. This after he's charged with second-degree murder in the killing of Trayvon Martin. Good evening, I'm Aditi Roy. Tim and Renee are off tonight. A special prosecutor announced Zimmerman's arrest late today in the killing of the unarmed teenager in Sanford, Florida. Jay Gray with the latest.
Good evening. Obviously, a lot continues to unfold here tonight, but you could almost hear an audible sigh of relief in the city that has been on edge for more than a month when this afternoon it was announced a decision had been made about charges in this case. After more than a month of speculation about where he might be, tonight we know that George Zimmerman is here behind bars in the Seminole County Jail.
George Zimmerman arrived here approximately 8:24 p.m. He is being booked and processed now.
44 days after the neighborhood watch volunteer shot and killed 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, Special Prosecutor Angela Corey has ended her investigation and is now preparing for a trial.
Today, we filed an information charging George Zimmerman with murder in the second degree.
A decision that Martin's family and thousands of supporters across the country had been demanding since his death.
We simply wanted an arrest. We wanted nothing more, nothing less. We just wanted an arrest, and we got it. And I say thank you.
After the announcement, Zimmerman was moved from Jacksonville to the jail in Sanford, where his new attorney plans to meet with him for the first time.
Mr. Zimmerman needs a very good and focused defense, so we're going to build him one.
A defense that will likely enter its first plea in the case during an initial hearing tomorrow.
You plead not guilty presently. That keeps the process moving forward until you figure out what's going on.
Martin's family is still trying to figure out what's going on as well. Struggling through the grief of losing their son, battling for more than a month for an arrest, and now understanding their fight will continue.
This is just the beginning. We got a long way to go.
The high-profile case now moving into the legal system, but clearly still being tried in the court of public opinion. And that public opinion trial, as well as the legal case, sure to continue for quite some time here. The first hearing is set for 1:30 tomorrow afternoon. Live in Sanford, Florida, I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
Thank you, Jay. And there is local reaction tonight. Chopper 10 was over the University of Delaware campus this evening as a march and rally in honor of Trayvon Martin took place. These students and community members are calling for justice, peace, and equality. NBC 10's Rosemary Connors is standing by live in New York with that part of the story. Rosemary.
Aditi, we heard it again today. I am Trayvon Martin. During the march and rally, many people cried out, chanted, and said, this could have been me. And that's really at the heart of why this movement has touched so many people, especially today here in Delaware.
Trayvon Martin!
Just as protesters took to the street, they learned of George Zimmerman's fate to face charges of second-degree murder for the death of Trayvon Martin. They marched to the heart of Delaware's campus. Students, parents, anyone willing to listen.
I am a graduate student at the university, but I brought a group of young people from a local Boys and Girls Club in Wilmington who were very interested in coming to this event when they heard about it.
Anything what the Trayvon Martin case shows is that we don't live in no post-racial society. No, we don't. This is indeed, in my adult years, the most racist moment I've ever seen.
I'm wondering if it's too little too late.
In Philadelphia, the Women of Mothers in Charge, an organization devoted to community outreach and violence prevention, have been following the case closely. Many here have lost their own children to gun violence and wonder if justice is truly being served.
I believe that it doesn't at all minimize or dismiss any of the anger, the outrage that a mother has.
I support the movement, but we have to keep on moving. That's the whole thing.
Back in Newark, their voices only grew stronger, hopeful the memory of Trayvon Martin will not be forgotten.
This whole situation is reminiscent of a lot of things that we read about in history books. Even marching the streets today, some of the kids were saying this is like the civil rights movement.
Now, you heard we spoke to the Women of Mothers in Charge. They tell me that they expect a rally in the Philadelphia area toward the end of the week in the wake of these charges against George Zimmerman. Reporting live tonight in Newark, Delaware, I'm Rosemary Connors, NBC 10 News.
Thank you, Rosemary. And for the very latest developments anytime on the Trayvon Martin case, just come to NBC10.com and search Trayvon Martin.